Cage Minds. We're at the JacksonWink Academy. We've got Coach Harry St. Ledger here with us. Thank you for the time, sir.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. Yeah.
One of the grappling coaches here at the JacksonWink Academy, correct?
Yes, yes, sir. I am one of the grappling coaches here. Amongst others, we have Coach Chad, who does wrestling. Barata, he works with a lot of good people like Ray Borg, sometimes Joby Sanchez, Celine Haga, Michelle Waterston, Holly Holm. So.
And your specialty is judo, I believe, right?
Yes, I started off with judo, but I had already been watching jiu-jitsu for a very long time. Actually, probably maybe like a year and a half before I started it, and I already had my favorite jiu-jitsu players. And then I finally got into jiu-jitsu after the Olympic trials in 2000. The Olympic trials were in 2008. I got into jiu-jitsu in 2009.
And how did from judo to jiu-jitsu, how did that lead to MMA?
Well, when I got into jiu-jitsu, my friend, who was a purple belt at the time at Renzo Gracie's, was also a brown belt in judo. So we would train on Wednesdays at the New York Athletic Club. They were also my sponsors, and so we would drill some jiu-jitsu here and there. But he introduced me to John Donaher at Renzo Gracie's, and I've been wanting to do jiu-jitsu for so long. It was just so expensive. And sure enough, John Donaher, he took me under his wing, and since then, I just couldn't get enough of it. So while he was there, there's so many people, like on Mondays would be like a Shark Tank. And you step on the mat, you can find Frankie Edgar, Dennis Bermudez, Gregor Gillespie, Chris Weidman. You can find anybody there on a Monday. So I just, I would do my rounds with them, and I was a judo guy, but we were explosive, and I just started working with them, and before you know it, I got pulled into a training camp with George St. Pierre. So I did about 8 weeks with George St. Pierre, going up to Montreal, and it was a great experience, one of the best experiences, and ever since then, I really fell in love with MMA. I was already watching it, but to see the process. The fight is cool. It's the process of getting to the fight is what really catches my eye. So the build up, because he had just came back, and the interesting thing is now that I'm here, I was cornering. I was not cornering. I was helping George St. Pierre prepare for Carlos Khan. Yeah.
How things have that 3 degrees of separation.
Exactly.
But take a giant step back from that. How did you find judo? How did you get involved in martial arts?
My dad has always been into all these different sports and stuff like that, like watching kung fu movies, and we were big Jean-Claude Van Damme fans. But we started off with karate first, and then when I branched off from karate, after a couple of weeks, in the community newspaper, this judo coach, he's Haitian. My family's from Haiti. So my parents are just like, oh, he's Haitian, he's a good man, by default, And I was like, yeah, sure, let's try judo. So I ended up in judo, and my brother and I have a twin brother also. He's a Olympic alternate for the United States in 2008. And my brother and I got into judo, and it just became, instead of a hobby, it became a lifestyle. So I just stayed with it. We traveled all around the world, and I'm glad I never took a break from it. So we're in it nonstop. Injured or not, we're on the mat somehow.
Now, long before I met you, and even I believe long before we were in this facility, you were out here. And I think the first person might have been Julie Kenzie a long time ago, or Emily Kagan, that I heard your name from. How did you end up out here in the Southwest?
Well, I ended up here because my wife now currently, she works at Presbyterian Hospital. At first, we weren't sure. I wasn't sure if I was going to come out here. We were together at the time, but she had moved out to New Mexico to work, and I wasn't I knew Jackson's was out here, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to give up everything I had. You know, I was working great hours, very flexible, making great money, and sure enough, I just got up and I told my parents I was leaving. Nobody believed me. Nobody thought I was gonna move all the way out here, and I just they came in my parents came into my house and they looked at all these boxes and I was like, "What's this?" I was like, "I'm serious. I'm leaving." So I just got up and I just went straight to New Mexico in January of 2014.
And has it been a good transition, changing teams and having jumped that other side? Like you said, you were opposite at one point of this corner.
Yeah, I would have to say it's been one of the best decisions I've ever had. I felt like because of the background in judo and the people I've come across, you know, I love all these people that have helped me. But most of all, I felt like I needed to be out there on my own to see how it was. You know, I felt very lucky, and I wanted to see what it was to be on the other side, like to struggle a little bit. And my first 6 months were very hard. I wasn't sure if I was going to stay here. Even though I was training here, I wasn't sure that I was going to stay here because I couldn't have my wife support me. You know, it wasn't fair to her. You know, she's a good woman, so I wasn't sure if I can get a job. And sure enough, I got a job with the Albuquerque Public School. I was a substitute teacher. I worked as much as I could, and then, you know, and at nighttime I would come and train, do jiu-jitsu at Gracie Baja, and I was living a life. I feel lucky because I don't need much. I'm very easily pleased.
How did it transition then from training to being a coach? I mean, some people, now that everybody's name is out about Brandon Gibson, you've been referred to as the secret weapon around the gym.
I don't know. It just, in my head, it's just, I'm just trying to have a good time. I coached wrestling a little bit when I was back at home at another gym, but I also, you know, I got my BJJ black belt. I've been doing judo. I've been a black belt since I was, about 12 years now.
In judo?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been black belt for about that long. And it's just, I'm just trying to have a good time. And I guess training with these guys, really initially when I came here, I wasn't trying to look for a coaching job. It's just, I was so used to training with high-level athletes that I didn't know how to train with normal people. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to come in and wrestle with some people, or do jiu-jitsu with high-level people. Like back at home, we have like high-level jiu-jitsu players. We have guys like Eddie Cummings, Gordon Ryan, Gary Toning, Rafael
Sapo.
Yeah, Sapo Natal. You know, these guys are high-level grapplers, and this is what a normal week was for me. So I didn't really know anything different or lower than that. You know, so just taking a beating was something that was on a regular basis, and I was okay with it. I had guys who were smaller than me who I loved training, like guys like Mike Sherman, who was a great partner. He was maybe 40 pounds lighter than me, and he was one of my favorite training partners. Cecilia Manshaw. All these people were world champions at their belts. So those are the people I wanted to train with. You know.
Having taken all that experience and a unique high-level experience, and then adding together that you've had judo, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu in separateness, how do you feel your style is combining them to make applicable for MMA? What makes yours different?
I just see openings, you know. I think a lot of people get to this situation where like wrestlers will take somebody down and they're not necessarily sure on what to do next, or a jiu-jitsu person will have an issue with getting somebody down to the ground. So I think I fit in right in between, you know. So if you have problems taking people down, I'll help you with that. If you have problems submitting people or hitting people from getting from the feet to the ground in that transition, in that zero, like that purgatory that we're not sure what's going on here, I can help you with that.
And as a martial artist, what does it mean to you to be passing on this knowledge and to be part of so many high-level camps and to be doing what you're doing?
I mean, I tell people this a lot, and I love my son. Hi, Walter. All right, my wife. Hi, Angelica. If I was rich, I would do it anyway. It's just, when I was a kid, I'd always think like this was like the gospel. Like I was like a missionary, a martial arts missionary, and I wanted to spread the word because I really do believe that if everybody had something like martial arts or whatever it was, they could, we would kind of live in harmony. I mean, I don't think, it's as corny as it sounds, I think that all of us, we wouldn't be fighting. I used to think to myself, like, when somebody came out to me and tried to rob me, I'm like, here's my wallet. I just did 10 rounds with the world's best fighter. I'm supposed to go fight you? Like, this is like cheating. Here. Here's my wallet. I get another wallet. No big deal. And so, to me, it's just, martial arts is my everything. It's taken me around the world. I've met incredible people, so I'm just trying to have a good time.
Then we've seen your son. He's already here with you many days. You're going to set him in that path like your father did you?
For the most part, I would like for him to get involved in something like this because regardless of where he goes in the world, he will make friends. I want him to, like my coach, one thing that my coach is Cornell Legros, he's back at home in New York, and he, one of the things he used to say to me was, wherever you go, bring your gi. Your gi is your passport. So I've taken my gi wherever I've gone. I've gone to Guam and practiced in Guam, cornering a fight. I just, I want my son to be able to do all the things that I've done times 10. So he has the world's most dangerous friends. He comes here. He's played peekaboo with BJ Penn. He's hand fight and play fight with John Jones. My son is, I think he got it pretty good. So he's just hanging out.
And then what are your goals as a coach right now for you, Harry?
As a coach, I mean, there's only one ultimate goal. It's really to make sure that my fighters excel. You know, it's not so much. I understand the thought of winning, but I like the 3 rounds. I want them to learn more. I want them to be in trouble. I want them to find answers as much as possible because the answers can sometimes be that door that opens up to brand new situations, like brand new opportunities. You know, sometimes we might be training something and they hit it in a fight. You know, who knows? Diego Sanchez can be here and hit something that we just drilled, and before you know it, he's $65,000 more in the bank. You know, as a fight night bonus. You know, and that might lead him to something else. You know, it's not really for me, and I consider myself very lucky when guys go ahead and they ask me in the corner. They're doing me a favor. I'm not doing them a favor.
Coach, it's been great getting to talk to you. Thank you for the time. You got a last message?
Thank you to everybody who's helped me. I really appreciate it because I have a very, very fortunate life, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Thank you so much.